So I'm going to do a whole episode and not talk about Trump. No, really. You don't believe me. Oh, it's fine. No, it's fine. No, I'm not mad about it. Let's just start the show. No! Stop thinking for yourself again! Welcome to the Late Night Shot. I'm Scott Black. This is my phone. The code is 4927. And look, I'm serious. I'm not talking about Trump this week. Or Turnbull. I need a break, you know? Time to reflect on the news that matters to you. Okay, mostly I'm going to look at what's trending on Twitter Moments as of the recording of this video, because that won't date the video at all. Look, it'll be a beautiful little encapsulation of the time right now. We'll look back at it fondly like it's Ryan friggin' Gosling in The Notebook. Let's get stuck in with the biggest moment trending on the Twitters, because I'm an old guy and call it the Twitters, is that New Zealand's National Party has been ordered to pay $600,000 to rapper Eminem. Seems like Chuck and their marketing department told the higher-ups that no one would notice if they used Eminem's music without permission. He was wrong. Deed wrong, brew. When they asked what he'll do next, he said he'll get a job at Choice. Now everyone inside Australia and New Zealand thinks that joke's hilarious, and everyone else in the world will be like, what the f***? Either way, I'm happy with it. Clocking over now to the next story, which is about a foul-mouthed, dim-witted, faded star that has no political experience and no reason to hold political office. No, not him. I told you, I'm not talking about him this week. No, this is someone else. So after weeks of speculation and the clenched butt cheeks of all who live in the state of Michigan, rapper Kid Rock has announced that he will not be running for U.S. Senate, instead announced a new album. Really? Kind of think I'd rather he ran for the Senate. It'd almost be worth it just for a Speaker of the House to say, "Who moves against the bill to include universal health care and initiate tougher gun laws? My name is Kid!" Well, the gag would be amazing. It's the great news for the U.S. So I don't know the system could handle Trump, or the TOP to the DOG, or the POT to the GOD, though that would make an interesting campaign slogan. Do you love ramen? I mean, really love ramen. No, not in a Rule 34 way, though I'm sure that exists. I'm talking about the love that would get you to drop $130 on a special fork for eating it. Yep. In a move that's so not just an attempt for a viral marketing campaign, ramen maker Nissin has unveiled a fork that will cancel out the noise of noodle slurping. 3 things. 1. Eat them with chopsticks, you monsters. 2. If I'm not paying more than $1 for the food product, I'm not going to spend 130 times as much on a thing to eat it with. And 3, if you're eating ramen, you don't have to worry about slurping, because the sobs of how broke you are will cover it up. It's the official breakfast, lunch, and dinner of fledgling YouTubers. Tasty. Okay, a quick fire round now, and people are talking about Einstein's theory of happiness that was written on a piece of paper and sold at auction for $1.5 million. Translated, it said, a quiet and modest life brings more joy than a pursuit of success bound with constant unrest. So wise. Yeah, I don't know what it means either. Moments later, someone realized that they had used the wrong language on Google Translate and ran it again. The real message said, for true happiness, look at the guy's face that just sold an old cocktail napkin for $1.5 million. Hashtag worldwide! Europe's first underwater restaurant will open in Norway, and I can already see the food critics' review. The spirits were watered down, as was the soup, and the bread, and me. And finally, some good news. I know, right? After initially being sentenced to 3 years in jail in the United Arab Emirates, British man Jamie Heron has finally returned home. What did he do to get this jail sentence? Did he smuggle in drugs? No. Did he curb stomp a kitten? No. You're sick for thinking that. Did he illegally download Game of Thrones? No, he would have gotten life for that. No, Jamie was walking through a crowded pub with a drink. He put his hand out to stop from spilling it, and he touched a man's hip. Yep. No, he didn't then glass the chap for making him spill a $15 light beer. He didn't steal a politician's wife. He touched a man's hip. This country is so homophobic.
How homophobic is it?
It's so homophobic that they wouldn't frisk him upon his arrest for fear of having to arrest themselves. It's so homophobic.
How homophobic is it?
The doctors won't check for prostate cancer for fear of being shot. It's so homophobic
How homophobic is it?
that even if they removed their heads from their asses, they could never admit it for fear of being put to death for war crimes. Seriously though, UAE, this story is ridiculous, and while I'm glad you came to your senses, it's pretty messed up that it got there in the first place. What do you think of these stories? Let us know in the comments down below, and remember to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, send me your PayPal password, the security number on the back of your credit card. It was worth a shot. Bye.
No!